built a massive isolation chamber.
And we're gonna see if these two strangers can survive in this chamber for the next 100 days.
Take that bitch. Okay, enough with the shooting. This is not a school zone. So, for this particular challenge, if you do not manage to cross the line, your parents, dead. Oh, but Mr. Beast, I'm disabled. Everyone else clearly has an advantage. And that is, they have legs. Oh, well if that... But you do get 10k though, and they don't, so there's your advantage. Yeah, but that's still not gonna help. 20k. For our next Squid Slavery Games challenge, we'll be using this Mr. Bestiality chocolate. Whoever can put this whole thing up their pussy or their booty hole, we don't discriminate here, wins. That doesn't sound as bad while you bounce on this dick. So Mr. Beast, or as I'd like to call him, Mr. Bestiality, is currently being cancelled on Twitter for a lot of shit. Number one, allegedly being a fucking dictator when it comes to his challenges and the way he treats his employees. And number two, for allegedly hiring a registered sex offender to work for him. And it seems like he actually knew about this one because he supposedly did not know about Ava Chris Tyson, even though he was caught in her room where there was a picture, like a disgusting picture of a child drawn in a very ooh, let's not even go there. He was exposed by a YouTuber called DogPack404, and DogPack404 also had another person who used to work for Mr. Beast in his videos, and he came out with a lot of stuff. So let's start off with Mr. Beast hiring a registered sex offender.
Well, there was a known offender, registered sex offender, convicted sex offender on the registry and everything, who worked there. From what I hear, I can't confirm or deny, from what I hear, he's on the registry for doing some not great stuff to some underage people.
Victims 11, 1 and 11.
He's working at a channel that has underage people on and around and is targeted to underage people. And they covered up the fact that not only did he work there, but he was like the manager when it all started. He'll be in videos, he'll be in thumbnails, he'll be around. And whenever he is, he's wearing a mask. Why would you wear a mask? Why would you conceal your face? It's like, what are you concealing? That you are a registered sex offender?
So I was taking a look at the video that he was talking about where Mr. Beast's old manager shows up. There is this guy that he's talking about, and he is actually wearing a mask. And I tried to watch the whole video, but they never say who this dude is, what he's doing there, and why the fuck he has a mask. And it makes sense. Why would someone wear a mask in his videos unless he's trying to hide something?
There are two teams. Team Red, Team Black. Whichever team survives the longest in this insane asylum, which by the way, they can't use their arms, they're all wrapped up. Whichever team survives the longest gets 10 grand.
You know what I realized? It's crazy how each team has someone who has been accused for being a PEDO. So they never mention who this dude was, but for a second, Mr. Beast or Jimmy actually slips up and says,
He's after my hungry. Don't touch Delaware crackers. Chandler doesn't have it.
Even the caption doesn't pick it up, but he says, don't touch Delaware's crackers.
Don't touch Delaware's crackers.
I'm guessing they're hiding his identity so much that they give him this mask and they're calling him Delaware. Now let's go back to the other video to see why they're actually calling this guy Delaware.
But when I was there, they called him Delaware. He's like, why do you call him Delaware? I didn't know. Apparently they called him Delaware because he's not allowed to go back to Delaware.
Is that why people call me TBB, which stands for Taco Bell's bathroom? And that's why I'm not allowed to go there because I've destroyed their bathroom about 5 to 6 times?
That's his nickname?
And you still hired him? Dude, this was Jimmy's ex-manager, not just a guy who appeared in his videos and they didn't do a background check. Like, you know how they always have these contestants, like thousands of them, and they just hire them because they need them for videos and whatever? No, this was an ex-manager that was managing this whole thing. The fact that you make videos for kids. Ew. You know how fucking gross that is? What's next, Jimmy? Are you gonna hire a lava boy and ice girl to work together where one of them ends up dying because they accidentally touched each other or something? Yeah, let's hire a registered sex offender to work for me where I make videos for kids. What a great idea. That would definitely not get me in trouble.
And Jimmy knew about it? In likelihood that he didn't know is ass.
How can you not know? So apparently the dude that he's talking about is Jake the Viking's brother, which also happens to work for MrBeast, and he made a statement on Twitter. So let's take a look at that statement. Yes, Delaware is my brother-in-law. Yes, he's a RSO registered. When he was 21, a 6-year-old accused him of another. Delaware took a plea deal, that's why there's no jail time, but still had to register. His nickname isn't Delaware because he can't go back to Delaware. He's from Delaware. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. He's been back several times. Oh, okay. Thank you for clarifying that he's been back to Delaware several times. That was my biggest concern. Like, yeah, so he's a registered SO, but has he been back to Delaware? Huh? That's what I'm thinking. Never mind the crime, like, okay, yeah, whatever, but has he ever been back to Delaware? He was hired before I was, and was actually the reason I got hired at MrBeast. Before being hired, Delaware sat down with him, Jimmy and Sue, Jimmy's mom, and explained to them everything. So yes, Jimmy knew. But again, this incident happened in 2010. Delaware was fired in 2018. Delaware was go from the company before I was. Dude, it seems like Jimmy has a weird history with hiring some weird people. Delaware was supposed to be a behind the scenes manager, but in a couple of videos, he was asked to partake because we needed people. He was reluctant, especially in the straight jacket video because of his charges, and that's why he wore a mask. I think this dude is trying to make things better, but he is literally just confirming what the other guy said. Like, he was only in the videos because Jimmy hired him. The only reason why he was hiding his face is because he was a registered SO, nothing else. Oh, okay. You just confirmed what the other guy said. You're not actually making the situation better here for you, Jimmy, or your brother. And Jimmy being a multi-millionaire, he could hire so many people, literally so many people, but he decides to put his manager at the time on a video. Like, keep the dude behind cameras where we can't see them. If you're trying to hide him, keep him behind videos. You have so much money to hire random ass people who actually need the money or something, but you're hiring a registered SO to be in your videos. Why? So MrBeast finally decided to respond to this whole situations, the allegations that he's getting, that his challenges are basically him being a dictator. And let's take a look at this response because it's a very serious response.
In this ad, I'm gonna tell you about the greatest toy on earth, MrBeast Lab Swarms.
Can I drink this?
Put it down.
Just mix them, shake them, and create your MicroBeast. There's over 100 swarms to collect.
Is this one rare? No. Is this one rare? No.
This one is the rarest of them all.
Oh,
the
cool.
Hyperchrome Micro Panther. Mix, shake, and create.
Yeah.
Swarms, each sold separately.
Thanks, Jimmy. I'm gonna keep this one.
You can't, there's only 1,000.
999.
I love how in the middle of this crazy shit that's going on, he decides to drop a toy line, confirming even more that his viewers are kids. Hey everyone, Mr. Bestiality here. I just wanted to let everyone know that I've seen all the allegations calling me a dictator. Oh, that's illegal, first of all. And I'm a legal guy. First of all, I built like 100 wells. Did people forget about that? They were starving and I give them wells. But apparently I'm being canceled right now. Okay. So about all these allegations, I have also bought people houses. Oh, that doesn't count. Okay, so I'm just gonna say it. I am so sorry for actually not releasing this sooner because I have a toy line. MrBeast toy lines are finally out now in bio with a promo code of 69% off. So go buy them. What is the PR team doing here? Like, what is happening? The dude is being accused of some heavy shit, and his team was like, reply to the allegation? No, drop some new toys? Yeah, let's go with this one. You know how Gen Z found out about the Ava Chris Tyson situation? Like, a normal person would maybe find it on Twitter or like a YouTube video. There's a lot of videos going on. They found it from a TikTok video, but the weirdest TikTok video I've ever seen. This is how Gen Z receives their news nowadays.
Chris, go away. Frizz up kids another day. Jimmy says it's not okay. Chris, go away.
This is some next level brain rot shit. And thanks to my Gen Z editor who decided to repost a MrBeast song that is now stuck in my head for the past 2 to 3 weeks.
MrBeast, рис, MrBeast ест рис, посмотри вниз, там MrBeast каратист.
It is such a fucking catchy song, and I hate it that it's so catchy.
MrBeast, рис, MrBeast ест рис, посмотри вниз, там MrBeast каратист, MrBeast юрист, MrBeast гитарист. Это риск, но я скажу, что...
Going back to the guy who used to work for MrBeast, he was asked to do a 30-day challenge where he had to be in a solitary confinement for 30 days, where he said that he had no access to the sun and they wouldn't let him sleep because they wouldn't turn off the lights no matter how many times he said turn off the lights because he couldn't sleep. Actually, sleep deprivation is a form of torture, including their use by the military, interrogations in black sites in Afghanistan and Iraq. So it sounds like he was actually being tortured in there. And the original video was actually called $10,000 every day you survive prison, but apparently this is with a different guy.
Every day he survives in this room, I give him $10,000. We literally have $1 million in cash here, so if he survives 100 days, he can become a millionaire.
I make $10,000 a day. This is gonna be very easy. Very easy.
Well, it wasn't as easy because this is actually the second attempt, because the guy that we were just watching was the first attempt, and that video was never made public because it was torture. I don't know if the guy got paid. He was supposed to get paid $300K or something. I don't know if he got paid. And he said the video was never made public because of how bad it looked, where he wasn't sleeping for days and he just looked tortured.
You know when you're watching a video and he's like, oh, stop, you're gonna make me cry. And he like touches his eye or whatever as if he's crying. He's just...
I just realized now that MrBeast, when he does his videos, he sounds a little robotic. You know, even what he just said now, I have seen bits where he's like, stop, you're gonna make me cry. I almost had a tear come out of my booty hole. Oh my God, this is such a sad moment. Can we add some CGI tears right now so I look sad? Yeah. Oh my God, I'm crying right now. So sad. Kind of reminds me of Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg gets exposed for being a lizard and MrBeast gets exposed for being a rich robot who hires PEDOs?
I didn't have to pretend to do that shit. She says, as if rehearsed by his lawyers. Yeah, you know, your mental health is the most important thing. You know, just want to make sure you're okay. The last thing we want you to do is... I can almost hear the word Sue come out of his mouth. The S, he just stopped right before it got out.
Damn, he had his lawyer say, hey, so we're not gonna post this video because you look a little tortured. That was not the point of this video. I don't know how you got tortured, but that's not our problem. Our problem is that you might sue us, which is not gonna happen, first of all, because we're gonna give you some money. How about $5? Is that enough? No? $5 in a MrBeast chocolate? Can't say no to that. When this whole challenge, as MrBeast likes to call this torture, was shot, it was getting boring, like there wasn't much happening with this whole torture thing. He decided to do a mini challenge while this whole thing was going down, and the mini challenge was that this guy runs a marathon while he has no energy because he's been locked up in this whole thing for like 30 days. MrBeast is like, this torture is not fun enough. We gotta add a marathon? That's a good idea.
People who run marathons train forever and it's still hard. Again, writer. Do I look like I run? I don't run, you know? Let alone a marathon, let alone that training for it. I was in a sunlightless...
Like, did you have a choice, or?
Based on the Rubik's Cube thing and based on all the other stuff, like there was so much pressure to just do it, just do the thing, you know? And if I refuse, it's just...
Your whole family gets shot. Basically, you can't say no.
So much money up in flames because Jake said he wouldn't want to do the thing. And so I wanted to be a good sport and I wanted to get the boost and I wanted the cash.
Dude,
and so I started running at 12. I was able to take some breaks and I asked him, how long do I have? He goes, until I get back.
Mr. Beast was not even there.
Oh, the blisters I had on my feet were like, you wouldn't believe, just all over, just these big red. I couldn't walk. My muscles were like just the lactic acid. I got off the treadmill, and then the people that came in to like ice my feet, make sure I was good. Then that's when I was like, I'm done. I can't. I'm done. I'm out. I'm out.
So while he was torturing this dude for his challenge, whatever was going on, Mr. Beast was like, so you're gonna run this 12-mile marathon thing while I do the hard work and I have to go chill on my yacht. Just a whistle or something when you're done. I'll be chilling. I'll be working. Mr. Beast, I've been running for like 12 days. How much more? Oh, okay. What? Please, I love my family. Please don't. I'll keep running. Mr. Beast, it's been like 25 days. How much more? I think I'm gonna stop now. Stop? I might as well kill your family right now if you stop. Mr. Beast, how much longer? I think I'm getting a blister on my foot. I have a blister on my booty from chilling all day and making millions. But do you see me complaining? No. So go back to work. Okay, I'm sorry. There was also an internal document leak, which was called How to Succeed in Mr. Beast Production. No does not mean no. When dealing with people outside Mr. Beast Production, never take a no at face value. If we need a store to buy everything inside of, and you call the local Dollar Tree and the person the answer says no, you can't film here, that literally doesn't mean shit. Well, that's quite a response. Talk to other employees and see if any are fans of it, or if they have any kids that are fans. They know about the kids. Majority of his viewers are just kids. Try talking to their boss's boss. Have them DM on Twitter and try their social team. If all avenues are exhausted and you're left with a no, that doesn't mean don't try the other Dollar Trees, because the manager of those could be huge fans and willing to bend the rules. This is literally proving that famous and rich people get away with anything. And this is why I keep saying I need 1 million subscribers. What if I want to buy a fucking Taco Bell store and I don't have the money? I could probably just go there and be like, hey, 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Give me the store right now, brokey. Hand over the keys. This is so sad. The no does not mean no situation. It kind of reminds me of the men versus women, when women get harassed by men and their answer is no does not mean no. Because women keep saying no, and for some reason it's always a what did you say? Did you say no? Because I heard a yes. This contract or whatever the fuck this is, it literally proves that no does not mean no. Just keep asking. Maybe they'll change their answer.
He was sitting in the chair, turned around like an evil villain. Swear to God, everyone was looking at me, and he was like Lex Luthor over there.
I can just imagine Mr. Beast turning around on his rich chair or something and just looking at the guys doing their slavery challenges and whatever, and he's just like looking them down with such disgusting look that they're doing this for a filthy 300k. Mutto. Okay, this just turned into Mr. Beast's Japanese evil version. I don't know why. So those were all the crazy allegations against Mr. Beast right now. Let me know what you think. Do you think these allegations are bad, or do you think these allegations are good? I can just imagine someone making an excuse like, oh, but lazy. There's no excuses. Shut the fuck up. I think the best thing that Mr. Beast can do right now, he needs to start things off by doing the right thing and donating at least 500k to me. That's step number 1. Start things off and give me that 500k, and I'll make sure people know that you gave me that 500k so you get a head start, you know? I think, yeah, start it with me. But in other news,
MrBeast, рис, MrBeast ест рис, посмотри вниз, там MrBeast каратист, MrBeast юрист, MrBeast гитарист.